This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. So please ignore the current freezing rain amounts here. This is from earlier today, and this is the initialized at 12Z. That would be 7 o'clock this morning. So this is what's fallen after 7 o'clock. This was the whole amount back to 0Z, or last night, 7 p.m. So we're going to take it forward now and show you how it develops. So no problems, of course, over this entire weekend. Saturday, no issues. Sunday, no issues. It's really Sunday night everything begins to start. So right now we're into the day on Sunday afternoon, and here comes the freezing rain. Looks like around almost a tenth of an inch around Pittsfield, Massachusetts. This is going to start to get into Bennington, and you can see how this develops. The axis is shifted just a little bit. I want to call your attention and notice that this stripe here, where this warm frontal system is producing the freezing rain, is just a little further to the south. You'll see the difference here once I get it going. And we'll stop there. This is valid at 7 o'clock on Monday evening. And you can see we've accrued over 1/2 inch of freezing rain, falling as freezing rain, 73/100 of an inch here in Bennington. And this appears to be the area that's going to be most impacted, at least right now. Don't know if this is going to shift further to the north. Again, this is about 12 hours earlier, based on the European model. So continuing this along, we're at about around 91/100 of an inch, and you can see even more across parts of Massachusetts. There looks like they're going to be really under the gun unless this shifts to the north. Let's take a look at snowfall. Okay, this is initialized at 7 o'clock this morning. This was last night at 7 p.m. You can compare notes. You're looking at the European model. So as the little bit of snow will fall, this is going to be just minor stuff that's going to happen actually later tonight and into the early morning hours on Saturday before we start to get into some pretty nice weather over the weekend. Now beyond that, that's where we're headed right now. We get into Sunday. We can start to see where the snow accrues. I'm going to take you through the end of Tuesday. So once again, this is again 7 o'clock on Wednesday evening, New Year's Eve, as a matter of fact. And you can see the amounts of snow that will have fallen at that point in time. Let's take a look at gradient winds. So looking at model gradient winds, and here we go. What you can see is the winds begin to pick up. This is Sunday night, 08Z. We're still not looking too bad. It's really during the daylight hours on Monday that these gradient winds begin to pick up, and you can see them over the southern Green Mountains here. 42 being registered in Rutland, 47 at Bennington. You can compare notes here with the, this is 12 hours earlier model run. So taking a look at that, you can see how this pans out. Looks a little bit stronger earlier, so it may have backed off just a little bit. Ignore that one last frame there, but it looks like we're starting to see the winds begin to calm down as we get into the period there in the afternoon or later in the day. So we do have some gradient winds on top of everything else, and it looks to be close to the spine of the Green Mountains, a little bit on the western slopes. That's it from here, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. We have a conference call that will be issued at about 3 o'clock.